Hey there, I'm Valerie Friend. I am your co-host for this Fool's Journey with the amazing, talented, and spiritually wonderful Chloe Plasma. Hi, hi, hi. I'll do my little bio speech here instead of in the thread because I identify as a tarotist. I identify as a working witch. So that means I use magic every day and I help people access magic in their own personal lives. I'm also a Reiki master and do a lot of healing work. And my history is in community based human services. I call myself a recovering social worker. And I want to point out a little comparison here because while Chloe is super academic, she has this wide knowledge base, she is an exquisite artist and general inspiration finder of things. I am more of a grounded, um, person who likes to create magic on the physical plane. And that's what I'm going to be bringing to this series. Now, all having said all that, I have a degree in liberal arts and history. I have a master's degree in student affairs administration. I'm uh, I'm educated in the traditional ways, but I really am bringing my witchy self to this amazing project. And you'll see me looking down because I have my notes on my phone. So for this first step, for this launch into this 3-week project of creating your own personal oracle deck to enhance your practice, to connect you with spirit, to help you understand a situation, whatever it is that you're bringing to this project at this time. This is a chance to think about your intentionality around this. Now, certainly your intention could be about learning some new art techniques and creating some images that are meaningful to you. Totally valid. Um, Maybe your own personal journey includes working on a specific issue in your life or in your lived remembering, as I like to call it. Maybe you're just doing this for fun, and that's completely 100% okay. And in fact, I would give that 2 thumbs up because bringing joy into our lives is an incredible intention. And on this second day of the 3-week challenge, I want to talk to you about intentional magic. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is calling in your magic. I know it's going to sound very woo woo, and I am very woo woo. Let me just also warn you that my online presence can be a little more sweary than others. So if you have littles in the room, you might want to put your earbuds in, okay? Just saying, you get all of me, authentically all of me. So, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is the magic of your breath. Any yogi will tell you that your breath is like a master cylinder for magic and creation. And so the first thing I want to teach you is box breathing. Now, box breathing is just what it sounds like. We're going to make a box with our breath. We're going to inhale for 4 beats. We're going to hold it for 4 beats. And then exhale for 4 beats. And then hold it for 4 beats. This gets you into a centered state. I would suggest repeating it 10 times. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold, until you feel your system settling, until you feel ready to return to a normal breath pattern. And don't hyperventilate yourself. You know, my 4 beats might be different than your 4 beats. Don't do anything that feels uncomfortable. Find that natural wisdom, because it's going to help you in settling into this adventure that we're all going on together. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is your magical hands. We do art with our hands. And I really like activating my hands before I work. Now, let me just tell you how I do this. First, I raise the heat and the friction by rubbing my hands together vigorously. And then when I can feel the heat, I extend them out. Sometimes I say I activate my hands. Sometimes I just activate my hands and don't say the words. But I really do pay attention to the sacred entering of an artistic and intuitive space. There's other things you can do. You might want to pour yourself a libation of water. You might want to create an altar. We'll get to that later in the class. You might want to light a candle. You might want to have a special crystal or stone or an object that draws you into the moment. All those things are great. But if you had nothing, if you had zero, you have your magical hands, and you can paint with your hands. You can write with your hands. You can do all the things. Like if you had a magic wand, this is it. This is your energy flow. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to have to look through my deck here, is a little meditation on stepping into the fool's journey. I don't know why I didn't do this ahead of time. You know, the day got away from me. So I'm just going to look through my favorite deck. This isn't my favorite deck. It's actually the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it has no royalties on it. So I'm happy to use it. And of course, whenever I'm looking for cards, there's always one at the bottom of the deck. That's the one I'm looking for. It's very annoying. No, here it is. So I want us to just think about stepping in to this image. Like if you blew it up so that it was a portal and you stepped through the portal into the energy of the card. First thing I want you to notice is what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. For me, as I step into this card, I am really noticing the small satchel, you know, living life light, not having too much stuff. And in the case of our challenge, this could mean I want to limit myself to certain mediums. I don't want to have 900 things that I'm creating with because I think it'll water down the message. So this is telling me to travel light in my artistic journey. And the second thing that I notice is the flower. And I'm wondering about those spring smells that are entering your system. What are those things that are calling you to new beginnings, new growth, new approaches to life? What is the scent that lingers in your nostrils as you go through the portal of the Fool card? What would you like to start anew? The Fool is both the first and the last of the major arcana cards, completing a circle. We go 0 through 21 and back to 0 again. Everything's about the cycle. Everything is about the circle of life that we all revolve in. So, as you're thinking about this, I want you to think about what you want to begin anew. Now, creating this journey where we're going to actually make a thing, we're going to make some oracle cards of our very own, connected to our personal soul's contract. I want you to think about some of these things. Number one, less is more. Less is more. You know, whenever I think I need one more thing, I never need one more thing. So don't overdo it, you know, bring something that's real and then love it. All right. If it feels like work, you're not doing it right. If it feels like you're making yourself go, that you're pushing yourself over the ledge and not taking this step freely and of your own consent, that's a stop sign. You know, listen to your stop signs and your go signs will appear more clearly. Um, I want to talk about changing mediums and scrapping ideas that your ego says you're supposed to bring to this challenge, and really listen to your heart space. If you get frustrated, if you get disappointed, if you get discouraged, I want you to go back to your breath. Back to your breath. Why did I do this class? Why did why did I involve myself in this 3-week journey to create something? Bring it back to your breath. And perhaps, if it is your inclination, call in a deity, an angel, an ancestor, a light being. I have my little Bridget's Grove goddess here. I've been really called to these colors. I have an insanely large amount of these little statues, let me tell you. But she's going to be sitting with me in my place of creativity so that I feel supported. I've created a container. And whenever I'm feeling out of sorts with this process, I'm going to hold her to my heart and return to that box breath, settle myself in to the next step. You don't have to have a little goddess like I do. You can have a special crystal that calls to you. I have my selenite crystal here. I have my rose quartz crystal because I'm always wanting to work from that sacred heart chakra place of, love for all. Even though I don't love everything, I conjure that place of metta where I wish well, and then just relax back into your breath. Relax back into your breath. Always return to the breath. Now, the last thing I want to say to you today on day 2 of this challenge is don't second guess yourself. I want you, as you are formulating this intention for your very own personal oracle deck, to ask yourself, why do I need to know why? Do I really need to understand why this is calling me? Or is my ego just presenting roadblocks for me? I want you to really think about that. What keeps you from entering that extremely vulnerable place of, what if this doesn't work out? What if this sucks? What if I make something and I'm not happy with it? I want you to center yourself and say to yourself these things. This is for me. This belongs to me and I will love it. I want you to talk to yourself truthfully. Yeah, I may not be this amazing artist, but this work is important for the next step of my journey. And then number 3, I want you to connect down to the Mother Earth. This is the planet that we inhabit. And as you're doing your box breathing, I want you to draw up her energy from the inhale. So 4 beats up. Hold in the amazing entrance into this journey we're going on together. Exhale any self-esteem issues or self-doubt issues that you have and ground it in the Mother Earth. The Mother Earth has been dealing with this stuff forever, since humans have inhabited the earth and probably before. So pull up her strength, hold yourself open, pull down the resistance, ground it in the Mother. 10 times, and I swear you are going to be feeling so much better. So that's what I've got for our first session tonight. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be doing card pulls for everybody in this group. Even if you can't show up at 7 p.m. Eastern, a card will be pulled for you. And in addition to that, I'm going to talk a little bit about oracle cards and my workings with them and how I tend to approach a deck. So there's going to be a little education at the front part and some card pulls specifically for you in the second part. So I look forward to working with you through these 3 weeks. I'm very, very grateful to Chloe for asking me to join this journey. And you and I are going to get to know each other a lot better. All right, my friends, that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.